After working and teaching hundreds of students from elementary school to college, I realized that there are distinct differences between students who excel in math and students who don't. I get this question a lot from students. I spend much time practicing, but I am still struggling. What should I do? Today I'll be going over 3 key practices that you may be missing that could hinder you from increasing your math grades. These are the proven techniques that made huge improvements in my students and myself. Make sure to add them into your practice. Hi everyone, my name is Johan Shin and I'm currently teaching math at Rutgers University and a STEM teacher in middle school. The first thing that you have to do when you want to improve your math grades is self-assessment. Imagine a baby. Let's say a baby just learned how to walk. It is not appropriate to send him or her to a sprint contest since he or she doesn't have the right skills such as knowing how to run. This also applies to our learning as well. If you're studying things that are much beyond your level, you will not only struggle to get better, but you will easily lose motivation to study. Goldilocks principle tells us that when students receive and learn with the right and appropriate amount of information, they'll learn without being overwhelmed and maintain motivation. Don't spend much time studying if you don't know why you're doing them. Mindless hours of practice without self-diagnosis on what you have to work on is a complete waste of time. This also means if you know what to improve on, you don't necessarily have to spend so much time because now you're studying with efficiency and making the right improvements to move forward to the next level. If you don't know how to self-test your level, this is the quickest way to test whether you have the grade level skill. Based on your grade and the subject you're taking, search Algebra Practice Exam for 8th grade or Pre-Calculus Practice Exam for 11th grade. Do 15 problems and see how you do them. If you can get over 70% while finishing your test on time, you have grade level math skills. If you get lower than 70 and took much longer to finish the whole test, that's still okay. This is the perfect chance to know that you have something to work on and find specific skills to improve to better your math grade. Think about this as your opportunity to close any holes in a big water jar. The more holes you cover, the more likely you are to carry more water but for a longer time. Practicing without the right intentions produces a short-term solution. Do you want to consistently do well in math class? Keep focusing on skills that you are not good with and practice them. This way you'll see that you're actually becoming better and consistently performing well since you'll have most of the tools and even all the tools that you need for your test. 2. Making error notes. After taking quizzes and tests, I see that students never look at what they did and even throw their tests away. The scary part is that these students are usually who don't get 100% on their tests. When you don't review your mistakes, you're likely to make those mistakes again. Let's say you got 90 average across 10 tests. You still have about 10% of room to improve on. If you mindlessly skip this process for all 10 tests, you're missing close to 100% worth of information, which equals 1 full test. Small habits accumulate over time, and that is what differentiates students who perform exceptionally and who don't. Also, this habit is very useful for studying for your final test since you're already going over problems that you are not sure of, so you now have fewer things to focus on for your final test. If you guys want to know how to create good error notes, make sure to comment make error note and I'll make a full tutorial on how to make an error note that will completely change your math grades. Last, don't just memorize. When students learn formulas and methods on how to use them, I see that students are so focused on using the formula and plugging in numbers. If you're too stuck with memorizing definitions, you're limiting your ability to solve application problems and develop critical thinking skills. Instead of memorizing formulas, shift your attention to what the formula is representing and think about where it can be used in other contexts. I remember when I learned about quadratic formula, I focused on just memorizing the formula and plugging the numbers in. I never understood when would it be a good time to use it, why would we use the quadratic formula over other methods, and what connection does it have with our learning. When you're focusing on one-step process such as memorizing, your problem-solving process will also develop to solve one-step problems. When you add different questions to make you think about the purpose of your learning and expand your thoughts to make connections with your prior knowledge, you will begin to think and process at a multidimensional level, and this is how to develop problem-solving skills. I believe that math is one of the most important subjects since it could lead you into many other industries which could provide more options for your future career. Make sure to use and think about 3 strategies that were discussed in this video so that you can improve your math grade and use your precious studying time in the most meaningful way without losing motivation. Later.